In this video, I will cover the basics of SEAD tactics and show what a well-coordinated team can actually accomplish in-game. SEAD stands for Suppression of Enemy Air Defense. It is an air mission revolving around the identifying and destroying of enemy ground-to-air assets. Usually, these assets take the form of surface-to-air missiles and their radar targeting instruments. To effectively employ these tactics to their fullest potential, you will need a wingman or two. The more aircraft you can utilize, the better. There are two main types of aircraft on a SEAD mission, attackers and fighters. The primary role of the attacker is to identify and destroy the enemy SAMs and radars. The primary role of the fighter is to bait the SAMs. It is imperative that a plan of attack is drawn up before spawning in. This plan should cover which SAMs should be targeted first and what routes to take to get to them, assigning which pilots should fulfill which roles and what ordnance loadouts to carry. Once initial targets have been selected, the flight should deploy together. Being in tight formation is not required for SEAD tactics, but the flight should be close enough to lend mutual support if required. This usually means flying within at least 5 kilometers of each other. All aircraft should be flying as low as possible to the ground with their radars turned off. Currently, there are several fixed points within a SAM zone in which an emplacement can spawn. Although it would be good practice to try and memorize where these positions are, do not over-rely on them, as their position can vary to such a degree that gambling on a certain route can often lead to failure. Therefore, it is much better to utilize proper tactics instead for a more consistent outcome. Once the attacking flight approaches the target, the fighters in the flight need to bait the SAMs into revealing their positions. The fighters in our flight can do this by flying high to get shot at. This is extremely dangerous as SAMs are very deadly. Once the SAMs have fired, it is imperative that the fighters start defending themselves by going back down to the deck to break line of sight with the enemy radar or to multipath the missile. SAM sites give off a lot of smoke when they are firing, making it easy to locate the launchers. Once the launchers have been identified, then the attackers can go to work. At this point in time, attackers only have unguided munitions available to them. I strongly recommend using rockets instead of bombs, as the extra range provided by rockets is extremely useful when trying to contend with the SAM site's close-range anti-air. It is usually good practice to have multiple attackers attack the same SAM site simultaneously, as to split the defensive fire, giving more opportunities to the attackers to survive long enough to get a successful strike off. Once the SAM site is destroyed, the enemy's short-range anti-air will still be active, so evade with violent erratic maneuvers or use any terrain features to defend yourself. Here are a couple of clips demonstrating these tactics in a real match.
Go up to like 4K, 5K.
Pappy. Nerves of steel, Pappy.
Anybody? Yeah, I see. Go down. Your spine is the primary.
So in this clip here, you can see what a 3-man flight can accomplish. So the attackers in our flight are me and Flanken, and the fighter is Pap. So you heard me there order Pap to pop up as to draw the fire. And from here, you can see from my point of view, I can identify the SAM site off to my left. Currently, we're on Afghanistan on the northern side, so there are 2 SAM sites here that we're trying to knock out simultaneously. Flank is on my left on the far side mountain range, and he's approaching along the ridge line behind the mountain. So the SAM sites that are in front of me here, they can't actually see him and they can't shoot him. So what you're seeing here is 3 aircraft working together and all mutually supporting each other. Pap, who is baiting the missiles, and as you could see there, you can see that it's very easy to identify where the launchers are when they start shooting. So I then relay to Flank what I see and where the enemy is. And you'll see me in quite a few of these clips use both the squad marker and the map to ping where the enemy SAM sites are. These usually don't really give the most accurate information, especially if you ping the map, but giving some sort of reference to your wingman, who at this point in time, as I said, Flank is behind the mountain. He doesn't actually have any kind of sight picture on the valley in which he's going to go into attack. So marking the map like that is a great help to people who are going to make their attack runs really close in. So Pap's already baited a missile. I've identified where the launcher is. I'm telling where the launcher is to Flank. And now he's set to go into the valley and start attacking. Currently, I'm trying to search the northernmost SAM site, which is somewhere in front of me. So you're going to see that play out here.
Over there.
Confirm eyes.
It's close to that mark, but not that mark exact.
Yep. Yeah.
Go low, Pat. Whatever you do, if you want to survive, you need to go all the way down.
He went down good. He's good.
Okay, my primary is not here. I'm switching to secondary.
Okay, spine fired again. I'm on spine right now.
Ah, Riverbed's firing at you. Marked. Exact position.
Spine is dead. I'm taking riverbed now.
Go, 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 go,
I'm
go.
taking riverbed now.
Break, 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 break.
So right there, you can see one's flank, you see the mountain range off to my left here. That was the cover that flank was using to get in close. And he manages to get in right on top of the SAM site, the first one, and not receive any serious fire from the close range anti-air. Upon my maneuver turning in left to try and find my SAM site, I identified that it's actually much closer to him. So using my squad marker, I mark it for him as well. Since he's the closest and he's already gotten the jump on both these SAM sites, flank goes in and makes the attack on my target as well. Now what you're going to see here is that I'm going to fly parallel the flank and out off to the left, and I'm going to draw the anti-aircraft fire away from him so it splits. So the close range anti-air is going to be shooting at both me and flank, and that gives us both a higher chance of surviving to get out of here alive.
I'm 2 done. Breaking. Oh, mama! They're shooting at me.
Continue your turn. I'm taking some fire.
I have a fuel leak. I'm okay.
Okay.
Moving out.
Get out of here. Get out of
Pat, get the fuck out. Get out. Clean. Fucking clean. Holy shit.
here. Okay, form on me. We're going to go hide behind the mountain and we'll go mid.
So you can see here, I already have a sort of plan of how we're going to get out of the situation a little bit. And we've taken out 2 SAM sites, taken no losses. And yeah, basically how these things kind of work. Now I'm going to show another clip where it's not as clean, but you can see that the tactics do still actually work.
I passed mine. I see it. Engaging.
So it's the same plan as before. We've gone off to the side here, and Pab is still baiting the missiles. And you can see that the launchers, even after the missile has left the launcher will still have a large smoke cloud. So it makes it quite easy to identify where they are.
I have mine. No, it got me. Fuck. The gun's got me.
Scratch
I got mine.
Defending.
Flash 1. Oh my god, I almost made it.
Heading south.
Yep, it's up. He still fucking hit me, Jesus. Okay, I've only got fuel leak, so I'm good.
That launch, that tactic, that put me directly on target instantly
See
with Pap's pop. It was perfect.
So in this case here, we're hearing from Flank's point of view, the second SAM site he had just hit earlier. He managed to see it because Pap had also drew the fire. You didn't see it from my point of view because we were too focused on my target. But yeah, that happened on that side. Now we're doing the same thing now. We've gone south and we've moved on to the next set of targets. Pap's off to my left and high, and he's about to bait another missile.
I see it.
Diving.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, get down, Pap. Oh, shit.
I didn't kill it.
Fuck.
So we get a little bit unlucky here, and this is what happens when you're only doing it one at a time. As I've said before, having multiple aircraft hit the target simultaneously is a lot more helpful. But we're going to try and re-engage here. Now you can see the close range anti-air trying to hit me here. So long as you're fast and you pull off some really hard jinking maneuvers, you should be able to get out alive. The mistakes being made by rookies is that they stay straight and level for too long when they're attacking and when they're leaving. You can't afford to do that.
Re-engaging. Re-engaging.
Pap, go towards mid again. Do you have it, Merlin, or do I need to come to there?
Hang on.
Nice!
Yeah, go. I'm done. You can't be afraid of dying in this game mode. You're given 3 respawns for a reason. And quite frankly, the game mode as it exists right now favors the defenders a lot. They've got 1-to-1 aircraft in terms of fighters, which shouldn't be. It should be like 2-to-1 in favor of the attackers because we've got a lot more stuff to deal with. But there are only 7 SAM sites in the map right now. So if you can trade 1-to-1, eventually you will win. And this is the kind of math that you have to do. It's basically attrition when it comes down to a random match, because chances are most of the folks that are going to be playing this game mode, they are not going to know what the hell they're doing. And so far, the US side usually loses, I think around 80% of the time. Every now and then you do get a match where people already kind of know what they need to do and where the SAM sites are, so you don't need really any kind of coordination. You just need brute strength and brute force to go through it, but it's not that fun. So yeah. If you are flying solo, then it is up to you to both bait the SAM and destroy it. An effective tactic that can help you achieve this is to use your rockets to destroy incoming missiles. It is quite effective assuming you already are heading towards the zone and not from an angle. The fighter's secondary role is to defend the attackers from enemy aircraft. Therefore, since you will be evading SAMs and dogfighting, you should only carry the air-to-air loadout. I recommend hitting the SAMs that are off to the sides of the map as to avoid going into a crossfire. I also recommend hitting whichever sides that spawn point 3 is located. This is because most players will not select any specific point and Gaijin will default everyone onto spawn point 1. Attacking the SAM sites in front of spawn point 1 will be extremely hazardous due to the increased amount of enemy air activity.